I'd say my main time was probably, I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. That was when I really liked sports. I grew late too, not making excuses for myself. But you know, at 8th grade, guys start getting big and hairy and stuff like that, and I was a shrimp. I was a little guy. I still remember, like, we had this thing called field day, and I did the 60-yard dash. I didn't do 100, and I would win ribbons in that. And then broad jump, and I was really good at it. And so, you know, like certain year doing 10 feet, 11 feet, 12 feet, right? Now I get to 8th grade, and this is when I was right kind of on the cusp. So field day is at the end of 8th grade. You know, these guys all of a sudden grow. And so I'm jumping 12 feet, man. It was a foot more than I was doing last year. And then this big hairy guy comes up and jumps 15 feet. Well, what do you do? Improve 3 feet? You know, maybe the next day? No, you can't. So I really liked playing 3 sports in that kind of late grammar school time. So I played baseball. I played for CWA, 10, 11, 12 years old. And then after that, I got into like what they call the Dixie League. So I played Little League. I really liked that Little League. I was good at getting on base. I was not a good long ball hitter, but I was very fast, and I was a good fielder. I played basketball. I played forward, which would be, you know, you're more towards the baseline. That's what we called it at that time. I was not a great ball handler, but I was a good shooter. I was good at the corner, a good shooter like that. Good on defense, really good on defense. And we had a good team. I still remember my last game that I played. I'm still a little shrimp. And we're playing against St. Dominic's, which was like going up against the world beaters. This was like for the championship game or whatever. And we ended up beating them because I put together an incredible game that even astonished me. You know, because some of these guys were much taller than me and stuff like that, and I was shooting it over them, and my game was really on. I have really good memories of that. So I really liked my coaches that I had. Reggie Copeland was one, Farrell Morris was another. They're still around. They were great, great coaches. And football was the third sport, and I played that for St. Pius X, and I was quarterback. And I loved practicing that. I loved putting on the pads. I loved the smell of the sport. I loved everything about sport. Which is interesting because Dad wanted to play football in high school. That was really his favorite sport, or at least as much as baseball. And Nanny was like, not going to do it. And she was right, because she was just afraid of him really getting hurt out there, because he was really good and he played quarterback. And so I was not a very good passer. I actually got better later on in life with passing the football, but I was good at running the ball, and that type of offense that you ran then, you know, in grade school, is you're gonna run the ball a lot. We had good running backs too, and so I really enjoyed playing those 3 sports. I ran track my freshman year, and I did cross country, and so I really slimmed up, stuff like that. I really liked track. We also did indoor track. I liked that my freshman year. I didn't play for McGill, but I played in Dixie League baseball, and that was my last year. I could have gone 15 years old. I didn't play any sports my sophomore year or my junior year, and then all of a sudden my senior year, I said, you know, I'd really like to start playing some sports again, and I want to play baseball again, because maybe I do want to try and do something in junior college or whatever. And I ended up not doing that, but we had a coach named Coach Druckenmiller, and I tried out for the team, did really well. I was really fit at that time. I was doing a lot of weightlifting and stuff at that time. I didn't play sports, but I did a lot of weightlifting. I did a lot of working out on my own, kind of like Dad did for most of his life. So I was really fit. I got back in the skill set pretty well, and I played in the outfield, center field, because I was the fastest guy on the team, and I had a terrible first 3 games or so. I was great in practice, once again. And I was striking out in the games. And I remember Tony John, who was Dad's friend that was also a baseball scout. He came to see me at one of the games. Of course, I struck out a lot and stuff like that. And he talked to me afterward and it was like, you know, you need to work on this, work on that, or whatever. And I was thinking, wow, a scout's really talking to me. This is incredible. I did so badly that Druckenmiller said, oh, you know, I'm benching you. I'm putting this other guy out there and play center field. And so this guy played center field one game, and then he screwed up. And then this guy was caught like smoking on campus or something like that, or drinking or something, I forget, at McGill. So he couldn't play, so Druckenmiller put me back out there again. I went 2 for 4, put together an incredible game. Me and Feb, my cousin, who did go on to South Alabama and was a phenomenal player with them. Frank's son. Yeah, Feb Bolling, Frank's son. He was an incredible athlete, great athlete. We put together this incredible play. This guy hit a hard ball towards me in center field, all right? So I come up to get it. This is the first game that I'm getting to come back and redeem myself, right? And so I come up, it's like, man, you know, I'm gonna do well on this. Ball went right through my legs. Went right through my legs. Man, I still remember this day the way I was cussing, running back to the fence to get that ball. And I was so mad at myself. I mean, and that's, you know, like I said, I'm always sympathetic with players, right? I didn't want to miss it. I missed it. Had to chase this thing all the way back to the fence. Well, this guy that hit the ball, now he had an easy triple out of it, but he wanted to go to home. So I had a really good arm. So Feb comes out, he's the cutoff man. He's on second base, he plays second base just like Uncle Frank, his dad. And so I zinged the ball into him, and then he zings it home, and we caught that guy with his pants down. He was out, and that was the 3rd out of the inning, and I still remember the way everybody cheered, and even Coach Druckenmiller, who was probably cussing me out 2 seconds before that, was like, went up like that. I came in, everybody's patting my back, and I'm like, whew, man. But after that, it was no looking back. I put together a great season after that. It was really good. But I just wasn't going to go on to the next level or anything. And I forget why I didn't want to go on to anything like that. I think if I had the desire, I could have gone on to at least a junior college. But I decided not to do that. I wanted to go to Auburn.